Think of a samurai, and you likely picture them either locked in full battle armor or wearing a generic one-size-fits-all robe. But dressing a historical samurai accurately requires navigating a rigid, heavily policed system of social rank, time period, and specific occasion. A samurai's civilian and ceremonial court dress served as the definitive indicator of their absolute political power. This timeline shows the divide. A high-ranking warlord in the year 1200 dressed entirely differently than a warlord commanding troops in 1600. We have to track two specific groups: the low-class warriors who needed utility and the high-ranking lords who demanded ceremony. Distinguishing these specific clothing shifts identifies a character's political weight, separating the high-ranking elites from the grunts on the ground. In 1185, the Kamakura period began, shifting the seat of national power to the military shogunate for the first time. High-ranking elite lords adopted the sokutai, a stiff, square-shaped garment used to project authority aligned with the emperor. This style is called kowa sozoku, meaning stiffly starched garments. Notice how the fabric pools around the floor. This was an elaborate display of political status. The trade-off for this massive silhouette was a complete loss of mobility. These lords often required a team of attendants just to get dressed. Contrast that with the low-class warriors on the ground, who wore the hitatare, an unstarched outfit with a straight collar used for daily duties. Look at the man on the far left wrangling this horse. His hitatare is lightweight and tied off, allowing for the physical range of motion needed for combat and labor. In the Kamakura era, utility came at the cost of status. Having the mobility to fight visibly marked you as the lowest rung on the social hierarchy. By the Sengoku period, Japan was splintering into fractured territories as local daimyo fought for control. Because the warrior class now held the country's cultural power, the elites began to appropriate traditional gruntwear wear, the hitatare. They stripped the hitatare of its daily utility and elevated it into a formal ceremonial garment for high-ranking military families. This meant mid-level warriors needed a new official outfit that was formal enough for their rank but distinct from high ceremony. This image shows the solution: the katakinu vest, worn over hakama pants. Notice the stiff, triangular points protruding over the shoulders. This cut created a broad-shouldered silhouette. It provided the intimidating physical presence of armor without the actual weight of iron plates. To look official during this era, middle-class samurai willingly restricted their arm mobility, moving further away from their practical combat routes. The Tokugawa shogunate brought an era of enforced peace, effectively turning active warriors into desk-bound bureaucrats. Without real wars to fight, clothing became the primary venue for displaying economic power and status. The everyday kosode robe became a canvas for extreme opulence. If you look closely at this blue and white fabric, you can see the granular details of complex shibori or tie-dye techniques. These fine floral details were meticulously hand-painted. Keeping up with these expensive displays was so costly, it routinely bankrupted some samurai families. To regulate these classes and rein in the spending, the shogunate established a mandatory, highly recognizable uniform. This is the kamishimo. It combines stiff katakinu shoulders and hakama pants made from matched fabric, worn rigidly over the kosode to create a unified, blocky uniform aesthetic. While the Edo period produced unmatched textile beauty, it required the samurai to trade their sartorial individuality for a stiff, bureaucratic uniform. Tracking these 500 years shows how low-class combat gear repeatedly migrated upwards. You can see the hitatare moving diagonally from the lower-class Kamakura row to the high-ranking Sengoku row. This allows us to build an archetype scorecard to outfit characters based on these three distinct profiles. Rule 1. For the Kamakura period, put warlords in stiff sokutai court robes and reserve the practical hitatare strictly for the lowest grunts. Rule 2. In the Sengoku period, middle-class commanders should feature the wide-shouldered katakinu because the simple hitatare has become a formal ceremonial piece. Rule 3. For the Edo period, strictly enforce the rigid kamishimo uniform for official duties, hiding any opulent wealth underneath. Historical accuracy in Japanese dress mirrors a specific irony. As the samurai gained ultimate political power, they willingly sacrificed their physical mobility to dress exactly like the rigid courtiers they had originally overthrown.